Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Right, I wanted to do an update on what's happening with some of the tests that I was going to do with the Cobra adder and the R9 crossbow. And the main issue has been funding to do the tests really. Some of you lot may not know this, but my channel has been completely demonetised for years. And YouTube is actually my job, so I don't actually get paid. I don't get any benefit money from anything. I'm in a weird situation where I can't really do it. So the only money I really get is through Patreon and donations. And that's what's stopping the tests, and I'll explain why. So I've got the Cobra adder, which is the version with the magazine, and I've also got the R9 version. This is the £90 version without the magazine. Both of these very good crossbows, and I'd love to do tests on them. Sadly, the bolts are really expensive, especially for the adder. So for the R9, I can at least get these from wish.com, but even then they're still about 12 quid for 6, which is alright for something like that, but then that's still, I think it's a little bit more than that. I think once you add the postage on, it's about 16 quid for 6, something like that, I can't remember. Yeah, and due to these being carbon bolts, they don't last very long, sadly. It does mean that the R9 could get tested a little bit more than the Cobra adder. So going back to the Cobra adder, the main issue with the Cobra adder is the bolts are 30 quid for 10. You cannot get them in less than batches of 10, and that 30 quid is without the postage. Most companies want to charge you 5 quid. So you have to pay £35 for 10 bolts, and with the tests I want to do, I'll probably break these bolts every single time I shoot them. So it's going to cost me about £30 per video, potentially. I'll be honest with you, these are not very good bolts for the price. You shoot these into a soft target, half the time the tip and the screwing bit actually comes out, or the knocks come loose, but they are the only thing that will shoot out of the Cobra adder. Yeah, nightmare really. I've tried buying Wish bolts to fit in this, and they will not shoot properly, and I've even had a friend make some very good bolts exactly the same, and for some reason they won't cycle through properly, so you have to buy the EK Archery ones, and I cannot afford 30 quid for bolts. There is a way that you can help me out with this, so if you wanted to. I've got a thing called coffee.com, which is a donation service where you just pay via PayPal and it just goes straight into my PayPal. If you wanted to, you could fund some of these tests, because I have got a lot of things I could test. I've got multiple different sets of body armour, ranging from standard stab vests to bullet resistant vests, because I would like to show you that, because a lot of people do not know this. A bulletproof vest cannot stop a crossbow. To stop a crossbow you have to have stab resistance. And I'd like to demo that for you. Again though, if I shoot the 10 bolts I've got, I've literally got none left to do anything. I cannot even shoot this. I think I've literally got 15 bolts. That's it. That's all I've got for this. 15 bolts. And if I break those, that's it. I can't use it at all then. Yeah, so if you did want to help out to fund some tests, also I'll do tests on coconuts and anything you ask. If people fund this, I'll do tests on anything you want. Okay? Because obviously you'll be paying for it. So there's a couple of ways you can donate if you like. There's patreon.com, where you can join for $1 a month, or you could do $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, $100 a month if you wanted to. Patreon.com, link for that is below. There's also the coffee.com donations, which is just, there's no sign up, you literally just click the link, pay via PayPal. They take a tiny little fee, less than YouTube would take on any fees they take. Yeah, and that literally goes straight into my PayPal. So that could then be spent instantly without even waiting for some kind of payout on the bolts. then I could finally start doing some tests, because sadly, due to the lack of bolts, these crossbows, I don't know if you'll see this, I think I cleaned this one recently, they're literally gathering dust. They just sat there doing nothing because I cannot afford to shoot them. If you can help, you know, it really does help, and it will progress the channel, and we'll actually see some proper bloody tests then. There you go. If you can help me fund it, there'll be lots of Cobra Adder R9 tests versus things like body armour, multiple sets of body armour, coconuts, ballistic gelatin, ribs behind cloth and armour, loads of stuff like that, right? You name it, I'll be able to do it. Meat tests, penetration tests. Right, there you go. All the links are below. Let's see what happens. And if you don't see the test soon, you'll know no one bothered, and I'll do it in my own time eventually. I will be able to save up eventually, but it's not easy, because having no income means the little bit of money I do get has to be spent on other things a lot of the time. I cannot afford to spend 30 quid on bolts when I might need it for, you know, something else. Right, there you go. Hope you can help. See you later.